Shopping in Germany can be super stressful if you are new to the country and new to the way of life. It does not need to be stressful though. There are some tips and tricks that you can learn to make your life just that little bit easier and more relaxing when you need to go food shopping. I've lived in Germany for more than 20 years and I really do not like food shopping. For that reason, I've come up with all of these ideas of how I can make my experience at the food stores a little bit more relaxing and easier, because I just don't like it. And I thought that these things would make your life also that little bit easier. So if you're interested to find out, keep watching. The most common supermarkets that you are going to find in nearly every single local area is Aldi and Lidl. The other supermarkets that you can find in your local area are also Riva, Edeka, Pennymarkt, Netto and some other ones. Now in larger towns you will also find Kaufland and Real. Now here you can basically buy everything that you want, but in comparison to size to Aldi and Lidl and Netto, for example, they are a lot bigger, but they are there for a huge shop and they normally stock every brand that you can possibly buy. Now it's very difficult in Germany to not go shopping at Aldi and Lidl because they have the best valued or the cheapest prices, I would say, for the products. There are many other shops available to you, and this video isn't specifically about Aldi and Lidl, but I'm using them as the example because it's the shop that you are going to find most of all in Germany, and now it's extending throughout the whole of Europe and even further in the world. So I think it's a good example for you here in Germany. The shops in Germany are closed on a Sunday, so doing any of your food shopping on a Sunday is not going to work. Now, if you do need any of the essential items, you can go to the likes of the train stations or any petrol stations. They tend to have the basic essentials that you need, but they do come at an extreme higher cost. So make sure that you do any of the essential shopping that you require for during the week before a Sunday, because otherwise they are all closed. My partner and I tend to do shopping on a Saturday. Actually, wait a minute, no, she does the shopping on a Saturday. She then goes on a Saturday morning just because she prefers to, because she doesn't want to do the big shop during the week. But we do the occasional shop during the week for things that maybe we couldn't buy on a Saturday. But ultimately we do buy all fresh products, and we try and reduce the amount of plastics or wrapping that comes on any of the products to reduce that carbon footprint. Aldi and Lidl, for example, you could also say Netto as well, are in nearly every single local area. I mean, in the big cities like Dortmund or Köln or whatever, in all of the smaller residential areas, you will always find within walking distance an Aldi, a Lidl or a Netto. So you don't necessarily have to drive to any of the supermarkets or the stores. And if you are new to a local area, you can literally just walk in any direction, and within say 5-6 minutes you will find some form of place where you can buy your food. That I can literally say 100%. Most of the Aldi and Lidl, they all tend to be in one little area together. So if you do need to jump to different shops, you do have the choice of the Aldi, Lidl, Riva, Edeka and so on within inside of a couple of minutes from each other. Most Aldi, Lidl, Riva and so on, nearly all of them have their own car park, or they have a general car parking area where you can park your car to do your shopping. Now, with that said, with car parking, please be aware that most accidents around your local area happen in those car parks in Lidl and Aldi. It is basically because there are people that are incapable of driving into their car parks, thinking that they are God on this planet and that nothing bad can happen to them, and they don't need to look left or right or whatever. This can also be for the people that have just been shopping as well with their trolleys. They don't look left, they don't look right. As far as they're concerned, they can walk straight on without looking, and you have to stop for them. Now, 99% of what I've just said is correct. You should stop for these people, but there are also people driving too fast, not concentrating and so on. So when you do go into the car parks, be careful because there are idiots driving their cars. And the last thing that you want is to go to the shops to buy your bag of crisps to ready to watch football and then end up spending a couple of hours there because some idiot has driven into your car. Someone has damaged my bumper over the past few years twice now just because they're incapable of driving. So be warned. Now, not all of the car parking areas for the shopping centres are actually owned by the supermarkets themselves. They tend to be rented. The land tends to be purchased by another company, and you will see signs on there saying that you are only allowed or only permitted to park your car there whilst going into any of the shopping centres there. And you are basically only allowed to spend like 90 minutes or something in that one car park. They will also put the barrier down at a specific time, and if you then come back from being in the city or something like that and you notice you can't get your car out, you will need to phone this number and they will send someone out and charge you, I don't know, 60, 70 euros just for opening the gate once again. Or they will then remove your car from that parking lot, which will then cost you a couple of €100 to then get it back. So be warned, if you are going to park in their car park, make sure you only park there for that specific amount of time. And also display your park shine to tell the people at what time you got here, to know that you are permitted to still park there for the 90 minutes or 60 minutes, whatever it may be. But just be warned, there are people there ready to make money from you. So once you have all safely parked your car without any accidents, it's now time to go and get your trolley. Just remember, in Germany, you need like a chip or a 50 cents piece or €1 or €2 piece to be able to put it in the trolley, because they're all interlocked with each other. So you will need one of these to be able to take a trolley. In 2020, it has become mandatory that every single person entering the shops takes a trolley. So be warned that you are going to need to take a trolley. If there are 3 of you, you need 3 trolleys. You don't just need one. So just be warned that it's worthwhile maybe taking some form of cleaning material if you're a little bit health conscious and stuff, just to clean down the trolleys. But otherwise you will need some form of chip to be able to take one of the trolleys into the supermarket. Now, most supermarkets in Germany do not have baskets. There are a few which do have baskets, but it's very rare. So you will need a shopping trolley or your own bag to put all of your products in. German supermarkets tend to be open from, say, like 7 in the morning to around about 9 o'clock at night time. So you can then go to the shops early in the morning before work, or you can then, if you finish work late, then the shops are open till, say, like 9 o'clock. Some are open till 10 o'clock, and there are others that are open till midnight. But like I said, if you do need those emergency items at a night time, train stations and petrol stations tend to have the essential items in them, so you can go there, but you will pay a higher cost. But at 7 o'clock in the morning, when you do go in the supermarket, be warned that it's not like the UK where they then have people packing the shelves at night time. The staff will have come in probably at like 20 to 7 or something and opened up, and then they will start packing the shelves then. So it can be either that they are empty or they are still filling or replenishing the shelf. So just be warned that it's not always going to be full in the morning. On the other side of it, prior to them closing, they tend to do a lot of the packing of the shelves then. So it can be that you get the freshest items in the store, like say an hour before it closes. So it's down to you when you want to go to do your food shopping. But they're open from like 7 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night time, Monday through to Saturday. And don't forget that public holidays, all the food stores are closed too. If you're like me, I like to be able to go in when I'm doing my food shopping, get the stuff that I want and get out as quick as possible. The nice thing about a lot of German stores are they keep the same structure. So when they do build a new supermarket, they tend to build it exactly the same way that they built the previous one. So you can go in nearly every single Lidl, Aldi, Netto and so on and know that the bread or the pasta or the drinks or the meat are in exactly the same place. So as you come in, you follow the same route and then you can find them immediately. Which is a real benefit for speed and necessity when you do go into the shop, which in my opinion is a thumbs up. And if there's people, say like visually impaired, this really helps them to know exactly where they've got to go. Now, Lidl has upgraded a lot of its stores over the past 6, 8, 9 months. So they have now like a new structure with lots more products in it. It's really fantastic, but They are tending to be a little bit more like the other supermarkets now, with more products, because they're becoming more popular with expanding throughout Germany. When you do get in the store, especially in 2020, everyone's going to be pushing a trolley around, so it's going to be a little bit of like wacky races, because they're all going to be smashing into each other. I just find the best thing to do is to take the trolley, place it in an area where no one is, or no one's going to then get disturbed by it. Do all of your shopping in that little bit of Aldi or Lidl, bring all the stuff back and put it in your trolley, then move your trolley to the next place. Now, before 2020, you could just walk into the supermarkets without a basket, pick all the things up you want, put it in your bag, and everything was perfectly fine. But now that you do need to have a shopping trolley everywhere, I just find like moving the shopping trolley around and then darting around the shop to get the things I need and then putting it all in the trolley works super. Now, if you want branded products that you see on the television or in other countries and so on that are really they are basically everywhere in the world, you will need to go to some of the bigger supermarkets. So if you go to the likes of Aldi, Lidl, for example, you're not going to find these items. You are then going to have to settle for their own brands. Now, these own brands actually tend to be better, or if not equal to the ones that you see on the television, but they are a huge lot cheaper than the branded items. My advice for you is go to the likes of Aldi and Lidl there and buy their products, test them out, because it is cheaper, and also then you don't have the stress of going to the big supermarkets with even more people. On the note of branded products or the products in Aldi and Lidl, it can be that you won't actually be able to buy all of the items in one store. Now, in most towns, you've got a Lidl, an Aldi and Riva all within a close area to one another. So you can then go to Lidl, for example, buy all of your groceries, and then go to Aldi and buy your wine, because Aldi is super popular for its wine. And then if there's like a DM, you go and buy your toiletries, I don't know. But there are always other shops in that local area. So don't think that you have to go and shop in just one of the supermarkets. It is a little bit more stressful, but if you plan your shop, then you know, I go to Lidl for all of this and the other one for this and this, and it doesn't take a long amount of time. Now, if you are on a budget and you need lots of bargains and so on, and you can't afford to then buy all of the branded products, then my advice for you would be to get up that little bit earlier and then go to the shop, say at 7 o'clock when they do open, because they will probably would have reduced some of the items, like some of the fresh foods and so on, because they want to sell it to make way for the new products. Otherwise, Lidl and Aldi has many other ways for you to get bargains by planning your shop a few weeks in advance. But we'll move on to that shortly. Over the past 12 months, shall we say, Aldi and Lidl have really enhanced their apps, and now you can look on their apps and see which bargains, which products they have reduced, and which products are going to be coming over the forthcoming weeks. As you know, Aldi and Lidl, they don't tend to stock the same products all the time, and their product availability can change based upon which item it is you want. Now, they do have their own products all the time, but I wouldn't like to put a 100% stamp on them having the same product there every single day, every single week. That makes the app and the website a really good thing to look at, because you can see what is coming next week and the week after, and which deals you can have, and possibly buy more things if you can, if they're like tinned products or savoury products that you can buy now, knowing that you need them over the next coming weeks. So do check out the apps that they have, and also then the brochures that they have online, the prospects that they have, because they are signalling to you which items are coming. But when you do go to the shops and you find they're not there, there are lots of other people going to Lidl and Aldi for exactly that reason. And come, I don't know, Monday, when all those products are there, they will be there at 7 o'clock in the morning to go snap these little products up and buy them. So it is a lot of first come, first serve in some of these things. Now, because of the availability of all the shops in your local area, if one of the Aldi or Lidl has then sold out of that one item, you can quickly drive to one of the other shops and it's more than likely there as well. Now you've managed to walk all the way around the superstore without bumping into anyone else, getting all of your bargains and everything like that, and checking on the app and you name it. It's now time to pay for the items. This is the most stressful time at the supermarket. In Aldi and Lidl, you'll find there's like 5 checkouts maybe at a maximum. But the best thing to do is when you do need to go and pay for the stuff is just find any queue that's best for you and stand in it. Because after a couple of minutes, the people at the checkout will notice there'll be too many people and they will open up another checkout. And then you'll just see the people just racing and smashing into each other to be able to be the first person at that checkout. And what's stupid is they'll end up standing there longer waiting for the person to open that till, whereas it was just easier if they just stood there at the till they were actually at. So you can normally benefit more just by standing at one checkout and just let the other people run away, and you will then be normally quicker through the checkout. Okay, so once you have got to the checkout and you put all of your stuff on the conveyor belt and you are now the next person up, don't bother putting the stuff in your bags, right? You have a shopping trolley there. Just place the stuff as quick as you can and as organized as you can back in the trolley, because the person at the till will just be putting them through as quick as you can put them in the trolley. Once you have got all the stuff in your trolley and you've paid for it, you can move the trolley to one side and you can pack all of your bags with zero stress, as relaxed as you want, and make sure it's all done in the correct way. Once you do go to leave the supermarket, what you can do is you can take all of the boxes and the paper and the plastic that you don't want to take home, and you can throw it away there and then. Also, there will probably be like some form of prospect that you can take home with you to see the deals that are going to be coming next week. Now, yes, I know this is kind of like waste that you're going to have at home, but essentially it means that whilst you're at home, you can plan which things you want to buy in the forthcoming weeks. Or you can use the app, or you can look online for the different prospects that they do have online. So that's just a top tip for you. And once you have finished, make sure that when you do pack your stuff into the car, that you take care of all of the other cars racing around the car park, because they will be. And make sure you take your trolley back to the stand, because you've got your €1, €2, 50 cents piece, I don't know, that is in that one trolley. So there are some tips for you about how to have a stress-free life at the supermarket. Okay, if you do have any feedback or anything like that about what I've said in this video, please write me in the comment section down below. If you do think this video could help someone else, then share it. If you liked it, then give me a thumbs up. If you disliked it, then tell me why and give it a dislike. Otherwise, if you do want to see more content that I have, think about tapping the subscribe button and also the notification bell to be notified when I release any new videos. That is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching all the way through to the end. You are super special to me. And if you haven't checked out my Living in Germany Facebook group already, then come over to Facebook and join my group to see any other information that I've got on Facebook. If you have subscribed already, thank you very much. I just finally want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel over the past week. It's such a great help to me, and thank you for the support and the great support that I have in my German community now. Right, that's it. This video is over. There'll be a video on the screen which I think is best for you to watch after this one. Thanks very much. Goodbye. But I tell you what, these lights don't half hurt. That's why I moved over here, because they were too bright. Right, see you in the next video. Bye.